Hello guys, here I've combined all of my what my baby eats in a day videos over the years to have all the best healthy, baby approved meal ideas, recipes, snack ideas all in one place for you, and I will have all the timestamps in the description for your convenience. I've also added the baby meal prepping video and a couple of just baby recipe videos, so make sure to give this video a like, subscribe for more motherhood content, and enjoy! Let's talk a little bit more about baby Leonardo. I want to give you a little context because he's a big baby. So the portions I'm going to show you today are quite big for an average 6 months old. We started solids back when he was 4 months old. He's not new to this, and if your 6 months old is just starting, don't compare. Leonardo has 2 meals a day and he has like a little snack. Usually it's for dinner. Besides what I'm going to show you today, he is also breastfeeding. Let's get into the breakfast I pre-filmed this morning. I make my own baby cereal with just oats and nothing else in there, and then I just heat up half a cup of water. I add a tiny bit of salt, and then I sprinkle about 1.5 tablespoons of this oatmeal powder on top, and then I whisk it well. Also, I have some apple I grated. Sometimes I use pouches and I add like a little apple sauce. It would be easier to add like a banana, but he's not a fan of bananas somehow. So today I added grated apple and he liked it that way. I add a little bit of grass-fed butter, and we start trying some yogurt, and the kind I use is just plain whole milk yogurt to add more protein to his breakfast. Plus it's cold, so it helps to cool down his oatmeal. This looks like a pretty big portion. He does not always eat most of it. Sometimes he would eat only a couple of spoons and not in the mood for it. Well, Mikaela is quite a distraction. I try to involve her in feeding him. Obviously I'm gonna be cutting this habit because he needs to be sitting in the high chair, he needs to be using the spoon by himself, and yes, it's a lot of mess, but it's worth it in the end. Your child will eat on his own very soon. Like by 1 year Mikaela was able to feed herself, so that's what we're doing for morning times so far. Very typical meal for him. He loves it, and as you can see, he ate most of it today. Mikaela and I are having a little early lunch, and I have some eggs here. Leonardo is just sitting here playing, and I want to see if he maybe wants some scrambled eggs. Up! Oh no! 3 minutes later, even though I know he's not hungry, but he cannot watch us eat and don't have anything for himself apparently, so I got him these teasers. He's been loving those, all different kinds from Happy Baby. Oh, something for you. So these are obviously not the most nutritious snack ever, but they are very nice for his age babies, and they dissolve so quick, and it's just made of white rice, which is, you know, zero nutrition, but it's just like entertainment, just something to soothe his gums and keep him quiet sometimes. During the trip it helped us a lot. Oh, it's a little after 3 p.m. and I'm about to make him lunch. He just woke up from his second nap. Those are frozen cubes of chicken puree and salmon puree, and I have some sweet potato puree, which is not even like puree, just sweet potato mashed with a fork. So this is how my chicken cubes look like. I take just one. It has a little bit of sweet potato because I used sweet potato water, the water that I used to boil sweet potatoes. I'm gonna put it in just little Pyrex. I'm gonna put a little bit of hot water in here and more water around, and it's gonna defrost really fast. So this is how his food turned out. I literally just mixed it together. And I wanted to show you like the different kind of the teasers that we have. It's from Happy Baby. These are just have a little different texture, and they are round, and they have besides just rice flour and tapioca starch, they have the amaranth flour, which is actually very nutrient dense, but it's not much of it here, and still just a little better. I cannot say that he loves them as much as the other ones, but he eats them. They don't dissolve as easily, I would say, but they work. Today I'm going to show you what my 7-month-old baby eats throughout a typical day. We're gonna tell you what this guy ate for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and maybe a snack, one or two. But at this point of time when I'm filming this, he already had breakfast and lunch, so I'm going to walk you through what he ate. While I make everybody's breakfast, I need to sit him in the high chair and give him some food already. And something quick I usually give him are these green pea crisps from Aldi. He is not very much into them, but they entertain him. Also, this morning I gave him a little bit of string cheese. I cut it in little pieces so he can you know, play with it and master his pincer grasp, and he likes to eat this cheese too. So he was busy with that, and he became unhappy again, and I gave him an egg white, half of egg white, also just chopped it up, and he was playing and eating. Then I was making him his usual oatmeal, which he's not as much into anymore because he gets full from other foods I give him in the morning, and he loves to eat with his hands now. But lately I've been adding berries to his oatmeal, and that adds a lot of fiber in his diet, and also I add a little bit of butter. And then when everybody is ready, I feed him oatmeal, and usually I don't give him a spoon in the morning so that I don't have as much of a mess to clean up after everything. He probably ate a quarter of egg white, a little bit of cheese, and half a portion of his oatmeal. He seemed very full and happy, and then he went for a nap. And so after his little nap, he woke up hungry, and that was just like about 11 in the morning. While I was preparing his lunch, he was screaming, so I had to give him something I had laying around, which was a piece of bread. So he played with that a little bit. Then the food was still not ready. He ended up eating some of his breakfast leftovers, and this is what I'm giving him for lunch. Today he's having some of brown rice and quinoa pasta. He loves this lately, especially this kind, so that he can grab it easily. And I'm giving him a little bit of roasted cauliflower. I warm it up in this pasta water just like that. And I still feed him the purees I made the other day, the other week. I'm almost out of them because his appetite increased so much lately. And he's not so much into those purees anymore. It seems like I will never make purees again for him because now he is on the table foods full on. Or maybe I can just, you know, smash something with a fork. So today he's having chicken, sweet potato, quinoa and apple puree, and he didn't seem very interested in it, although in the end he ended up eating it all. He also ate pretty much all the pasta I put on his plate, and he ate almost all the cauliflower. For lunch I usually try to give him his spoon and let him go to town and practice all his skills with feeding himself with a spoon and stuff. So this is one time in the day when I you know, make myself give him full freedom and deal with the mess. This is when I'm willing to deal with the mess. And the best part about him loving this food so much is that it entertains him. Lately he became more needy and he needs more of one-on-one quality, undivided attention. So this is also the way to keep him happy, keep him in his high chair with some snacks, food. And also, you know, it's a great opportunity to master that pincer grasp. It's a very important thing to learn for them, and he's loving practicing it. And this is all he ate so far today. It's about 12:30 p.m. and he's going for his second nap soon, and we'll see what he'll request after that. Probably some snack, so I'll update you then. It's after 3 p.m. and we're back to update you on what he's eating. He's having after nap time snack, and right now I gave him some more cheese, just like this. This is just string cheese from Aldi, organic string cheese, and I'm planning to give him a few of these freeze-dried fruit. Yeah, I'm about to give you, hold on. And these freeze-dried apples. So let's see. Yeah, he loves these. Yeah, if you've been around here for a while, you know that I swear by freeze-dried fruits. They are amazing for babies this age. They dissolve in their mouths quickly, and it's just one ingredient, apples. And this one is actually new. It's a blend of banana and strawberry. Bananas are cut in rounds, so I'm breaking them in half for him. He's not very happy about these, not very in love, but the apples are a hit. Huh. Yeah? Okay, let's give you some. Okay, he doesn't seem very satisfied with what I gave him, so I'm giving him some pasta from lunch. Maybe he'll eat this, and I have some more cauliflower. I'm gonna give him just like this, so he can hold it. Yeah! You like pasta? Нравятся макароны? That's better, right? That's better. What happened? You were not that hungry? Were you? No. Didn't eat much. It didn't entertain him for too long either? Okay, we'll take you out, okay? И что, расскажи, что? What? What are you saying? You're done? All done? All done? Все? Ну, пошли. It's after 5 p.m. Everybody's home and somebody is ready for his dinner already. Our dinner is not quite ready just yet, but usually we try to eat together. But now I'm gonna feed him separately today. Yes, because he's upset and he wants his food. So he's having one of those purees that I froze. And this is beef and butternut squash with some quinoa and apple. This is his favorite pretty much. And yes, mama, I'm gonna add a drop of his vitamin D to it. Okay, let's eat up. Let's eat up. Let's do it. Okay, it seems like he's done. He ate about half of this jar and he is interested in all of his leftovers. Yes, you're a very talkative guy. Yes, so I wanted to make sure I'll tell you that he obviously breastfeeds throughout the day, and currently today, for example, he breastfed 3 times during the day. And this is my baby Leonardo, who is 8 months old, and today we're gonna tell you what he eats in an average regular day here. So let me walk you through what he ate this morning. Things have changed a little, and he was into some new things. So today I warmed him up some scrambled eggs, black beans, and some roasted sweet potatoes with onions and peppers that I made for our breakfast burritos. So he's basically eating a breakfast burrito without a wrap. And he has been loving beans lately. He is into eggs finally. He loves his sweet potatoes. And besides that, I also made him yogurt with banana. I always buy a whole milk plain organic yogurt, and then I add banana, berries, and maybe like a grated apple. So I made this yogurt that I'm gonna feed him with a spoon, because I also need to give him a couple of supplements. So I need something kind of like liquidy. Beans, eggs, and sweet potatoes he's gonna eat with his fingers to practice his pincer grasp, which he's been doing so good with his pincer grasp, and he's so like into it. He can sit there for a long time and catch his beans, so that's great. Another way to keep him occupied. I made a lot of yogurt, and I made it in these jars that I showed you in my meal prep video that I'm still using, even though I'm not feeding him purees anymore. So this is very convenient to keep in the fridge in case he doesn't finish the whole thing for his lunch or for his snack later on. I gave him his usual vitamin D supplement. I have a lot of videos about it, which vitamin D is better for your child, and why your breastfed baby needs vitamin D, and do they really need it, and all of those I will link down below in case you're curious. So that's what I've been giving him since birth, and lately I've been giving him this probiotic. They gave us a sample at his doctor's office because he was taking a lot of antibiotics in the past months. He was suffering with continuous ear infection, as well as my daughter, because she started daycare. We've been sick every single week. So yeah, this is a probiotic I've been giving him. I will continue giving it for maybe a month or so. Breast milk is obviously great for his stomach and his gut, but I think he needs a little more help. This morning he was very hungry. He ate everything I put on his plate, and he ate almost all the yogurt. Obviously I've been giving him water. Okay, so I'm gonna be giving him some snack while I'll be filming another video. Here is the snack I'm gonna give him. These are just the cheesy smiles from Annie's, and these are very clean snack. I love it myself. My toddler likes it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have some cough still after the sickness. So the oil is expeller pressed. There is no chemicals in it, so it's very clean. It's a little too salty, I would say, but I heard from a pediatrician that latest studies suggest that kids might be, you know, low on some nutrients and they need some extra salt or something. So regardless, I try to don't put as much salt as we usually put in our food, but this is a great snack that I just have on hand and he happens to like. Not very nutritious, but it does have some protein from cheese, and it's corn, you know. So yeah. And besides that, of course, he breastfed for his first nap. So that was his first breastfeeding session of the day. And now he's having a snack. And then we're gonna go and do his lunch, and we'll update you on that. Okay, so we're in the kitchen ready to warm up his lunch, and let me show you what I have been making him lately, more or less. Okay, this is like a soup, but it's not really soup. I'm gonna kind of pick some stuff from here, which I just boiled yesterday. Sweet potatoes, I'm gonna put it here to warm up. An apple, some beef. I have some squash here. And obviously I put some celery and some onion here for some flavor for the soup, for the broth. It does not look appetizing, but I'm telling you, it's very tasty. And this is something I was basically doing for the last month, just throwing some meatballs, chicken balls, whatever I had on hand, with some vegetables I had on hand, with some water and some bay leaf and salt, and then just boiling them together and then warming it up little by little, then maybe freezing some of it, and kind of making like a puree while I just mash it like this and feeding him. So let me warm it up and I'll show you. What are you doing? Trying to stand up, huh? Ready to eat? Yeah? He follows me everywhere. So here is how I have been freezing his soups. Basically, I would make a soup. You see this one, it has some pasta in it, chunks of squash, and freeze it like this. You see how many I have here in case I don't have time to cook. So this is how his plate looks for lunch. I left some chunks of apple because they're more firm to grab for him to eat with his hands, some finger foods, as well as meat. I just left it like this, and let's see how he's gonna do with it. If not, I'll smash it more with a fork and feed it to him anyways. I mashed with a fork the rest of the food here. For him, I'm gonna be trying to give him spoon this time, and here is the rest that I'm gonna feed him. Okay, let me pick him up. Come here, come here. Иди сюда, иди сюда. So, I left it more like soupy texture because he does enjoy soups lately. So that's what he's supposed to eat. Probably not everything. We'll see. Okay, so let's eat lunch. Yeah, let's do it. Кушай. Also, to give you a little timeline, it's a little after 1 p.m. when he's having his lunch today. He had his snack around 12 p.m. and he had his breakfast around 9 a.m. And after this, he's going for his second nap and he's going to nurse, obviously. Let's see. Is that apple graspable? Can you grasp that apple? Maybe you can grasp the meat? Or maybe you're not hungry. We'll see now. I'll offer you a spoon and offer you your soup. Yeah, so he's doing better with a spoon during lunchtime, but as you can tell, he loves to throw it, and I guess he figures that I have a good reaction to his actions. So yeah, just keep trying. Sometimes he's into it. Also, I am eating with him, just having a ton of leftovers, mom life, also mastering my pincer grasp. So yeah, eating together, very important, even if it's just you, if it's not the whole family at the table. He seems not very hungry right now, and maybe he won't eat much because he is sleepy and he's frustrated he cannot grab apples. So let me help you with it somehow. He is done. This is what he ate. Not much, but he ate some. He was interested in meat and some soup. I'm gonna save this for later. And now we're gonna take you to sleep. Bye. We're back. We have a hungry baby and we have a little hungry toddler here snacking. It's 5 p.m. and Leonardo is ready to have a snack. I'm gonna feed him yogurt, the leftover yogurt from morning, plus more yogurt, just more plain yogurt I added here, and let's see how much he's gonna go through. This is how much I put. That's it. Yes, yes, I'm feeding you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get any banana. Here we go. He ate everything. Looks like he can eat even more, but I'm not gonna add any more because his dinner time is gonna be soon. He's going to sleep quite early these days. So yeah, that was your snack, baby. We're gonna clean you up and you're gonna wait for dinner time. Wave bye. Bye. See you soon again. See you soon again. It's over an hour later. It's about 6:35 p.m. He's ready to have his dinner because he's getting sleepy. He breastfed one more time, so he had 3 breastfeeding sessions during the day, and that's because he's teething. You can see how his teeth on top are about erupt. So before Mikaela steals all his dinner, I'm gonna serve him a leftover from dinner the night before, which is mac and cheese, also from Annie's. very good quality mac and cheese and some chicken sausage in there. This is something for him to eat with his fingers. And I'm gonna offer him the rest of his soup from lunch. Not sure how hungry he is at this point, but I'm just offering him dinner. Let's see what he's gonna eat, because usually he loves this pasta. And we'll see if he's gonna eat soup. I will be offering him water as well, but usually he's just throwing it away, so I'll just see and remember to give it to him. Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it good? Tasty? Вкусно? Вкусно ли? Very tasty?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Вкусно? Но, Мика, это твоя ложка. Okay? He'll share a little bit more with you, okay? Mika is done. Leo is done, and he ate a lot. He ate all the pasta, all the sausage, and Michaela did not want any of this, even though she said she wanted. He finished almost everything. That's a lot of food. Are you done now? Good job. More water? It was a good dinner, right? So proud of you. Big boy. So he's going to sleep like really soon. Obviously he's gonna breastfeed for his bedtime, and technically it's gonna be his fourth feeding of the day. We're not counting middle of the night feedings. In the middle of the night I can't even count. It's like so many. Usually it's a lot, so. Today I decided to share what my 9-month-old eats in a day. Today has started with an apple while my husband and I were eating our breakfast. An apple is the only thing besides the TV that can keep her busy right now, so it's more of a toy. Now let's make her breakfast. I will need an organic oatmeal, water, and some frozen prune puree for fiber. We bought it when she had some troubles with stool, and I froze it because she could only eat so much, and it can be stored for no longer than 2 days in the fridge. So I add some oatmeal and water to the pot, stir it up, and it's ready in a minute. Then I mix it with prunes, and that's all. I don't add any cinnamon, sugar or salt. I believe that babies absolutely do not need it. Their taste buds are so pure that they can enjoy the original taste of the food much more than adults can. Okay, she is done. The rest is for Mama. I also gave her an apple to play while I was cleaning. This is one more thing that can keep her busy and helps with her teething pain. Silicone feeder filled with frozen berries. I give it to her sometimes between meals. Now let's make her lunch. I am peeling an organic carrot and a sweet potato. Then I chop it up and steam it in my rice maker steamer tray. I also add a frozen bowl of an organic ground turkey breast. Since babies eat small portions, freezing your ground meats like this is very convenient. Also, I prefer steaming instead of boiling, because when you boil your food, most of the nutrients stay in the water that you dump after. The next step is to add some water to it, or sometimes I add my breast milk for better digestion and make a puree. I use the hand blender. I usually make 2 portions and store one in the jar I saved from the prunes we bought. She really likes this puree, and this time she finished everything. The remaining portion I keep in the fridge and will serve it tomorrow. I try to don't cook too much because food shouldn't be stored for longer than 2 days, and in this way she will have healthy and fresh meal every time. It's time for dinner. Here I have some organic quinoa I made earlier. I just followed the instructions on the back. Another cereal option for her would be this organic whole grain brown rice, but not today. I'll add some remaining carrots from lunch and extra virgin olive oil, which is so good for you. Blend it with water or breast milk, and this is the chunky consistency I want. Also add in the olive oil. Then I warm it up in the plate with hot water. We just switch from 2 to 3 meals a day, so usually she eats just a few spoons at dinner and the rest is again for mama. This is a snack I wanted to share with you. We give it to her if we're in the restaurant or when she's fast in the car seat. Get this or any other freeze-dried fruit and try it with your baby. This is the only snack she likes that doesn't make her choke because of how fast it dissolves. Welcome to What My Baby Eats in a Day video. This video was recorded when Leonardo, my baby boy, was still 9 months old, and now I will walk you through that video that I filmed, what he ate for breakfast, lunch and dinner, plus 2 to 3 snacks. When we wake up in the morning, he likes to stay in the kitchen with me. Sometimes Michaela is there too, and I give him some snacks. Right now, his favorite thing and something that we just happen to have on hand are Happy Baby Puffs. You know that I have quite a few videos about baby foods, reviewing baby foods, and you know that I like Happy Baby Puffs. In my opinion, they are the healthiest and the cleanest and a great snack for your baby. Leonardo is not super interested in puffs right now, but they do keep him happy and occupied. Also keep in mind that rice teasers and those rice puffs, they're not nutritious. Your baby will still be hungry in a couple of minutes after them. It's more like an entertainment and a training for their, pincer grasp skills and stuff. I also gave him string cheese. Some days he wants cheese, some days he doesn't, but that's what happened that morning while I was cooking our breakfast and getting everybody out of the door with their lunches. And then when everybody left, I made his breakfast, mine too, but that's behind the scenes. So that day I offered him peanut butter over a banana. He is so much into bananas lately. It's been a couple of weeks since he's like loving the banana. It's his perfect dessert and perfect snack. Not the perfect snack for me as a mom because it's messy, so I only give it to him when he's in the high chair. So also you can see there is an avocado mash and some crackers. Those are very good, nutritious crackers made mostly out of almond flour from Simple Meals. I don't have a box to show you, unfortunately. So we get them from Costco. They also sell them in multiple grocery stores. Simple Meals have so many very good quality products, including healthy cookies and stuff. So yeah, he enjoyed his breakfast. Banana and peanut butter was obviously a hit. I introduced peanut butter not a long time ago, and thankfully he had no reaction. His eczema is gone for a little while now, so that's great. Recently my friend was staying with us and she bought peanut butter and we all started eating it, and then I thought, yeah, I need to introduce peanuts ASAP, because all the allergens, they should be introduced early on. So that's good news. He likes peanut butter and he reacts to it great. After his first nap, he needed another snack and I gave him puffs again. He ate maybe, I don't know, 7 pieces or so. He's not like devouring them, but he enjoys them. Meanwhile, I was cooking his lunch. So I decided to make him boiled eggs. This is pasture-raised eggs from Costco, organic pasture-raised eggs, which are the most nutritious kind of eggs you can find, and when we can, we buy them, and I sometimes even keep them separately for the kids because they're just so good. I cut up his egg white just like that, and then I also mixed his yolk with goat cheese and also like a splash of liquid. It can be soup, broth, water. And I knew he's gonna like that, but I also decided to try and give him beets again. When he was smaller, he was eating purees, he liked beets. I decided to cut them up in pieces. Those are also organic cooked beets from Costco. I still give him his vitamins, vitamin D as always, and I still have some of the probiotics because a month or so ago he was on antibiotics for quite a long time. So I'm gonna finish this and stop doing this for now. And I gave him a few multigrain tortilla chips because I didn't have any kind of healthy bread on hand. Also, I don't really plan his meals ahead. I just see what I have in the fridge, and whenever we do grocery shopping, I just make sure that I have a variety of healthy things because, like I said, he eats pretty much everything anyway. I am always trying to work on his self-feeding skills. Some days are better than others. As you can see on the video, this is what I've been doing, trying to teach him to scoop his food with a spoon and put it in his mouth, and I do give him a spoon almost all the time. Of course, there are days, and there are a lot of days, so when I just feed him myself, let's say if it's a soup. But I keep that in mind, that I need to give him a spoon, and I need to teach him to use it. So actually, this was the first time he did so great and let me help him scoop his food and then put it in his mouth. So I was really happy with that, and you know, day by day like that you can teach your baby to eat with a spoon eventually. And then when I saw that he's not eating bits well, I decided to try and grate them for him and feed them with a spoon. He did not like it, so I did not push it, and I decided to offer him tomatoes instead. He obviously enjoyed trying them, but did not really eat them. I was fine with that because I knew at dinner time he'll have lots of veggies, because I'm gonna be making that lentil soup with veggies. And then I decided to give him a piece of a banana for his dessert. He enjoyed that as well. And all in all, it was a good lunch for him. And so here is the lentil soup. This is the version of lentil curry soup from Bobby's cookbook I showed you before. I'm gonna make a version of that for him. So I'm using lots of veggies, red split lentils, chicken balls I made before, and homemade chicken broth. Here I have some onion, carrots, and celery. I saute these veggies using avocado oil, you know, high smoke point, healthy, best oil you can use. I added some powdered garlic just because it goes so well with all the ingredients. And this is the curry paste that we'll be using for the adult version of the soup. This makes it just so easy to make it, and we'll love it. So to give you an idea of a portion and how much liquid you need, I used 1/4 cup of the red split lentils and 2 cups of liquid. I did half broth, half water, and you'll see which kind of consistency, which kind of texture it ended up being in the end. Then I added the squash and chicken balls. When it started boiling, I put the lid on and I reduced the heat to make sure it's simmering and not boiling a lot. In the book it says to boil for 35 minutes. I did less than that. I think 20 minutes was more than enough. And while I was doing all that, he was having another snack, which was again puffs. It just so happened that during this day, that's what I gave him, that's what I had on hand. But again, it could have been cheese, it could have been rice teasers, maybe some kind of healthy cookies or more crackers. Also freeze-dried strawberries he likes too. And this is how my soup looks, or his soup looks. Very tasty, very nutritious, extremely nutritious. He loves it. He loves all kinds of soups, well, almost all kinds. I fed him myself with a spoon just to make it faster, quicker. He was okay with that. And on that day, he went to sleep quite early. We don't have any particular schedule, so it really depends. Sometimes he wakes up earlier, sometimes he wakes up later, and that's why he would go to bed earlier or later. So sometimes he would have another snack, or maybe share what we're having for dinner later on, some pasta, whatever we do, really, everything. And also, side note, besides all these meals, he still breastfeeds. He breastfeeds for his naps. Sometimes he has an extra third feeding in the evening, especially if he goes to sleep late, or especially when he's teasing. And then he breastfeeds multiple times during the night. If he's teasing, he's constantly nursing, so he's getting plenty of milk at night mostly, but during the day it's about 2 to 3 feedings. And this is my 11-month-old baby girl. In today's video, Michaela and I will show you her healthy homemade meals. For breakfast, she always has an organic oatmeal with a little bit of organic baby fruit puree. Make sure to check the ingredients on the back of the baby food you buy. This one has no sugars or nasty preservatives. Some days I add a real fruit like a pear to her oatmeal, but baby food pouches make my life a little bit easier in this case. I only use a little bit and freeze the rest. I also add a tiny bit of grass-fed ghee, which is clarified butter. It's extremely good for you. And today I'll also add some organic grass-fed whole milk plain yogurt. I know it's a mouthful, and we're currently testing it. It's a new product for her. Make sure you feed your baby only plain yogurt. Sugars in yogurts cancel all the good effects of probiotics. Keep that in mind for yourself as well. Usually she eats breakfast after us, when my husband goes to work. So when we eat, she usually gets some kind of dry snack to keep her busy, and that's why she wasn't very hungry for her oatmeal today. For lunch, she loves to have a combination of sweet potatoes, beets, and some pink potatoes. I try to buy organic potatoes and beets because they grow in the ground and soak up all the pesticides. I also add some protein, either chicken or turkey. She didn't like beef very much. And today I have ground turkey sliders with shredded carrots. I make and freeze them in advance. Then I steam it all together. Steaming is the best way to cook in order to have the most nutrients and vitamins saved in your baby's food. When it's ready, I smash part of it with a fork to feed her from a spoon, and I also give her some pieces, just like this. Some days I only give her pieces to keep her busy for longer, so that I have time to start dinner, for instance. Today she had a piece of apple while I was making her lunch, and now I gave her a piece of banana for dessert. Today it seemed like she wasn't full from her meal and could eat something else. Okay, it's time for an afternoon snack, and today she shared some dates with me. I'm sure she loves the fact that she's eating the same food with me more than the dry fruit itself. Now it's time for dinner. I will scramble an egg yolk and add some veggies from lunch. I try to buy the best eggs for her, organic pasture-raised eggs. Look for a certified humane sign. Then I add a piece of the steamed sweet potato and beets, smash it with a fork, and it's ready. Michaela does not always have her third meal like a full sit-down dinner meal, because sometimes we would go somewhere at evening time, like grocery shopping with my husband and her, and to keep her busy in the car seat we have to bribe her with snacks. Usually we give her these freeze-dried fruits, apples and strawberries. We also have some other snacks on hand. So by the time we get home, A, she's sleepy and ready to go for the night, and B, she ate so many snacks that was like a full dinner meal. So that was going on sometimes. Breakfast is our favorite meal of the day because Michaela always has a great appetite in the morning and I love cooking it for her. So today I will show you 3 types of healthy breakfasts that we have been rotating between lately. The most common breakfast for her is oatmeal. My husband and I also eat oatmeal most of the days. Here is all I need to make our oatmeal. Organic steel-cut oats, the most nutritious kind, generous amount of organic frozen berries, grass-fed ghee, clarified butter, which is extremely good for you, some water, and a pinch of pink salt. First, I bring 1.5 cups of water to a boil, add some salt, then I add 3/4 cup of oats, stir, and cook it over medium heat uncovered. When it's almost done, I add the frozen berries. Here I have blueberries, strawberries and raspberries. Then I put the lid on and let it cook on low for a few minutes so that the berries can unfreeze and soften. When it's ready, I add a tiny bit of honey and ghee butter, stir and let it cool down. Here you have it, healthy, nutritious breakfast packed with fiber, protein, iron and good fats. She obviously loves it. The next breakfast meal is a banana oatmeal pancake. That's how I call it, but the ingredients can vary. This time I used 1 banana, 2 eggs, organic apples, pears and berries, coconut oil, organic instant oatmeal, cinnamon and whole fat plain yogurt. I melted a spoon of the virgin cold-pressed coconut oil on the non-stick pan. Then I added my apples and pears, put the lid on and let them cook on low until soft. Meanwhile, I beat the eggs and smash one ripened banana with a fork. Then I add some plain instant oatmeal. You can also use an old-fashioned oatmeal. And next I add a couple of spoons of the yogurt, sprinkle some cinnamon and mix well. Then I added the eggs and some more cinnamon and some more oatmeal. I ended up using the whole bag. Then I add this mixture to my apples and pears, spread it around, and then I add berries, put the lid on and let it cook over medium-low. And it's ready in a few minutes. This feeds all three of us. I cut her portion in pieces, let it cool down and serve. So this is our healthy, nutritious pancake version. Another breakfast option for her that we usually eat on the weekends is an omelette, and it appeared to be a great way to sneak veggies in her meal because recently she has been refusing any vegetables in any shape or form. So to make an omelette for her, I use one pasture-raised organic egg. This is the best kind of eggs you can find. We try to buy these for her when we can. A pinch of pink salt, grass-fed ghee butter, some yellow squash, some broccoli, a tiny piece of an onion, and a cherry tomato. I chop it all up in tiny pieces. Then I beat the egg with salt. I melt my ghee butter on the non-stick pan. And then I saute my veggies in it. By this time, Michaela was already hungry, so I gave her one of those almond flour crackers. They have pretty good ingredients, except of the oils they use, but that's okay. Then I add the egg to the pan, mix it a bit, cover it with the lid and let it cook over a medium-high heat. And it's ready in a few minutes. I cut it up in squares, smash some avocado with salt and serve. By the way, she loves avocado lately, and as you can see, my trick worked and she's eating her veggies in an omelette. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Saying hi from my messy kitchen because I just made a ton of baby food. I just meal prepped all of this baby food and even more that is behind the scenes. She helped me a little bit, yeah. So in this video I want to walk you through how I make my own baby food. It's easy, nothing fancy at all. My baby loves it and meal prepping it saves me so much time. Today I made 4 different meals for him, all with protein. I used sweet potatoes, apples, frozen butternut squash and ground beef. I formed these balls myself when I froze it. It's just the beef and nothing else in there. I also used quinoa, broccoli, carrots, chicken breast, lentils, butter, onion, bay leaves and salt. First I boiled some water, added a little bit of salt to it, tiny bay leaf and my meatballs. Close the lid and just let it boil. At the same time, I'm cooking butternut squash and chicken. I added some salt and bay leaf to chicken as well. Then I cut up half of an onion and added some to each pot for additional flavor. This is as fancy as it gets when I cook baby food, and I will be removing the onions in the end as well as the bay leaves. But you don't really have to do this if you don't want to. It's an extra step and it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Baby's taste buds are so pure that the flavor of the veggies and the meats with some salt itself is very bright for them. Meanwhile, I peeled some sweet potatoes and rinsed my lentils. I cooked them in a rice maker along with some carrots, salt and onion. I usually do 1 part of lentils to 3 parts of water. On the steamer tray, I placed broccoli and apples. Then I cut up a bunch of those sweet potatoes because I decided to cook some more for my toddler and I for later, but I won't be using all of them. Checking on my squash here, and it was ready. My meatballs were ready as well. I set them aside to cool down and I saved that stock from cooking them, but I did not use it for the baby food. I'm gonna use it later. I used the water I cooked veggies in to prepare my baby food, basically my own veggie stock. And while my sweet potatoes and chicken were still cooking, I started to work on quinoa. I totally eyeballed the amount of liquid and grain, and previously I put quinoa in a blender to make it smaller and to cook faster and make it more baby cereal like. I used quinoa in almost every meal I made for him today to give Puree some texture and a boost of nutrients. By the way, if you thought the meatballs didn't look appetizing, here is my toddler enjoying them just like this. And when the chicken, sweet potatoes and everything else in my rice maker got cooked, it was time to start making purees. First one is my son's favorite. It's butternut squash, beef, some apple and some quinoa. Again, I don't follow any particular recipe. I eyeball the portions. Also, I start with just some veggie stock and then I add more as I go if needed. I use a hand blender to make purees, but you can also use a food processor or smoothie blender. So this is the texture I was going for, and now my toddler quality control, and she liked this one. First one is in jars. Here goes the second combination. I used the same pot to make less mess. I put sweet potatoes, chicken, some apple, butter, and a little bit of quinoa. All the ingredients I used today I introduced to my son before. I knew he had a good reaction to them and he liked the flavor. Now I have about a month's worth of baby food in my freezer, and he currently eats 3 meals a day plus a snack or two. In the morning I usually cook oatmeal cereal for him, and then I feed him these purees. Up next, remaining quinoa with chicken, broccoli, apple and some butter. The last puree was with lentils, carrots, chicken and butter. Having this stash is crucial. It's one less thing to think about, one less decision to make every day, because decision fatigue is real. So meal prepping helps my mental state and ensures I feed him homemade food most of the time. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make your own baby cereal. It's so easy, you won't have to buy Gerber anymore, or in case you still wanna buy it, at least you know what to do in case you run out of it, right? So all you need is regular rolled oats, old-fashioned oats, preferably organic. Also you need any kind of food processor. I'm using like a smoothie blender. Then you need just water, a little bit of salt. I'm using Himalayan pink salt, and you preferably need a whisk. First I put oats in a blender cup and then I just blend them, and this is the magic here. Adult oats become baby oats. So easy, no brainer. I wouldn't make a big batch because obviously they don't have any preservatives to don't clump up together, so I make as much as I can use in like a week or so. And I'm making a big portion because I'm feeding this to my big 10-month-old baby, and I showed this in my channel before, but I just wanted to have this how to baby cereal video separately. And I'm using 2 tablespoons with 3/4 of a cup water. You can do half the portion. I'm boiling water first, And then I sprinkle on top my baby cereal. And then I whisk it, whisk it, whisk it, whisk it. You can really use a spoon for it. And I also added a little bit of salt just to bring up a little bit of flavor. It always helps. You can certainly adjust the portion. You can experiment with the texture. If you have a smaller baby, you definitely need to do half the portion, and maybe you need a little more water for it to be more runny. You should certainly consider adding a breast milk or formula to your younger baby. Oatmeal. To sweeten it up for any age, the easiest thing is to add ripened banana that you smashed with a fork. So easy. For him today, I'm gonna add a little bit of date syrup that I got from Trader Joe's. Such a great sweetener, such a great option for babies as well, since they cannot have honey, for example. So he loves it. It's so easy. This is the texture that I'm going for with him, but don't forget that it will thicken up after it cools down, so don't boil it for too long. I would say 1 minute of stirring and whisking it is enough. But anyways, you're gonna end up with a good cereal. It's ready in minutes. Like I said, you make this batch for a week, and then you don't have to, you know, blend it every single time. It's ready to go. I put a measuring spoon in there, and then 1, 2, 3, and it's ready every morning. I fed him cereal for multiple months every morning, and he loved it. I put yogurt in it, all different berries, fruit, and it worked so well for us. I hope this video was useful, helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. We want to wish you to have babies with a great appetite.